Welcome back to Sonic Unleashed. So, yeah, let's get into the boring part of the game, shall we?
Quick thing before we do, didn't get a chance to say this at the end of the last part, but
Sure.
am I right in saying that in the hub worlds, at least, the medal placements change?
No, they're always the same.
Oh,
Wait,
so I thought you could only get.
So-
I thought you could only get
Oh, hi,
certain medals
Tails.
in the night
So
in the hub
25
worlds.
minutes isn't the actual length of the level.
The way it works with the hub worlds is...
Tails, you're surrounded by shadow creatures and you're trying to argue with them.
Actually, I haven't explained that in the first
And
part.
second, you're not trying to use your ring bombs from Sonic 06.
Because he knows how useless they are.
Yeah.
Good point. Hey, yeah, I should probably mention, between the differences between this and the, the Wii/P2 version, there are quite a few differences, some of which work in better cases. In the case of Unleashed, the one on the Wii and PS2, I think the werehog was done better there. Also the medals as well. Basically, in the...
To me, it was pretty much the same. Like,
No. I'm talking about how they handled the werehog stages.
Oh, the level design, you mean? Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, but it's still boring, honestly.
Because in the PS2 version, it was basically divided up into different stages for the werehog, whereas with this, it's sort of one longer level. I think it sort of helps the pacing in a better sense.
All right.
Especially when you have this battle music playing.
I was going to say, by the way, get used to this jingle. You'll hear it a lot.
A lot.
I like it.
No, that's the problem.
I like
the music,
it. I like
the
it.
song itself
It's
is
a great
fine. The
tune.
problem is that I have heard it so many times. But by the time I'm almost through this game, I can stand
it's
this.
Like me with Ni no Kuni, sort of.
Except the Ni no Kuni tracks are much. Come on, really?
No, I'm not talking about quality. I mean hearing it to death.
Honestly, Theo, I think the Ni no Kuni tracks are much more re-listenable.
Pedro, even with the most objective opinion in the world, even the most good quality song, if heard a gajillion times, will result boring anyway.
I guess, sure. Okay, fine.
I'm not bored by this tune either. In fact, I really like it. I guess I'm one of the rare people who's not bugged by it, but I can certainly see why.
No. Again, I'm not.
For crying out loud, I'm a fan of a series of RPGs that use consistently one battle tune for entire game, for each game.
Yeah, but yeah. The thing is, I don't have anything wrong with there's nothing wrong with the piece of music itself. It's the problem that it plays so much. And
I guess
and
to be fair, a
so
lot of RPGs
frequently
do that.
Like that beginning jingle, like over and over and over and over and over and over. Oh.
Speaking of
like
which,
Devil's Advocate, I guess
another
I
thing
can-
instead, again, I'm asking you guys since you're more expert of Sonic than me. Did Sega ever say if these werehog stages mechanics thing were sort of a reference to Altered Beast?
No. It's
Because I can see some similarities here and there.
The consensus.
Basically, the thing here is like, well, originally, from what we've heard, Chaos Zero was originally supposed to be a playable character. You know how Chaos Zero has the whole stretchy arm skin thing going for him.
Yeah.
But with Sonic 06, that got changed to the werehog. That's basically has to do with a lot of the
Really?
bat. Actually, I can't see that.
I heard that the werehog was actually meant to be Knuckles. Not as a werehog, but as Knuckles.
No. That's what the fans
It's also
thought.
supposed to be playable, but like, well,
That's what
okay.
the fans say. Like, it makes more sense for Knuckles to be in fighting stages than Sonic does. That's what I must have heard. But yeah, the problem with the werehog, but like Jova said, yeah, giving it credit, yes, the Dimps actually did a better job with the level designing in the night stages because they mix it up the comic with at least a little bit more platforming to it, especially in Chun-nan. But this one, it's just so much focus on fighting, which is kind of a ripoff of God of War. But fortunately, we have a God of War fan among us too. How much does this ripoff miss the point?
This looks more like a beat 'em up than an hack and slash, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm talking true. But I've heard that the QTE segments of it are clearly.
If you want to start, that's a bit generalizing. The QTEs were officially started by. In their purest form by Shenmue and by their primal forms by Dragon's Lair.
Sega, how about
and the
that?
hack and slash thing was probably started by Devil May Cry even or is something even before. So compared to God of War, it's a bit of a generalizing statement.
True, but you have to admit that thing. But you have to admit.
God of War was because it came around the time. That was all.
True, but you have to admit, and I can confirm this because I actually played God of War 1. That thing about where you have to mash the button to open the door, to slowly open the door, that's taken straight from God of War. I mean, come on.
Well, a lot of other games do that as well.
I know,
right?
I know.
Honestly, I've seen a lot of other games do that as well.
Okay, but fine. Let's cut out the moment that's not an original.
What button do you use to open the door?
The problem, B button.
No, Pedro. What button do you use?
B button. Remember, I'm using. I'm playing.
Uses R2, so it's even a different button input.
Okay, the Xbox. Well, I'm playing the Xbox 360 version. In the PS3 version, it's the square. It's the X button, right?
Still not one overlapping.
No, it's the circle button. The circle button. Yeah, the circle button. Okay.
Honestly, Pedro, if we're gonna count all the number of games that have had a rapidly
fine. I'm gonna.
Okay,
Fine. I'm gonna stop talking about the rip-off
This
part.
is just a case of people comparing it to whatever's around at the time. That's what people do. So
I'm fine. I'll just analyze
Almost any game.
I'll just analyze it for what it is.
Besides,
It's boring. It's repetitive.
The thing you could have compared was Heavenly Sword.
I mean,
not God of War.
Okay, people can yeah, it's better than Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, but that's not saying much, you know. For me, it's like this. Yes, it's true. You do have a lot of variety of combos that you can unlock by leveling up your one of the particular stats. However, mashing the button works just as well, honestly. Like right now, I'm just mashing.
Not always. There are some cases where you really want to use more powerful attacks
Jova,
for
I
bigger
completed
enemies,
this entire playthrough.
work in a different way.
Jova, I am going to complete this all the night stages in this game by just mashing buttons. This playthrough is proof that you can do.
That's how I remember playing this game too.
This playthrough of mine is proof that you can complete this game without bothering to use combos. I mean, I
never said that you couldn't.
I mean, I do use some combos here and there sometimes, just for the sake of trying to keep my mind off from turning off from the boredom. But I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan of these. Where I know it's unoriginal, a very unoriginal opinion to say that I find these stages boring. But there's a good reason why a lot of people find them boring. They're just not very good.
I agree.
They're long and repetitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
My memory's a bit foggy, but I also think that they handle combat in the Wii version for the werehog better too.
Question. Not in the specific part of the level, but generally for the werehog levels, can you use environment as weapons, like throwing pots at enemies and shit?
No, some things you can grab, others you can't. It's not.
I'm asking because that's definitely more of an element of a beat 'em up rather than an hack and slash. So I kind of see this kind of level more as a tribute to Altered Beast and Streets of Rage, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Now I remember. In the PS2/Wii version, I believe that they basically handled enemy AI a lot better in the combat. And Master Square would constantly...
Can you tell me when you guys are at 8:29?
Okay.
Alright.
Sure.
And 3, 2, 1, click.
So I guess there's one thing we can conclude is that the...
what's that book for?
Basically, that book is basically unlocking any item that's like that I find on the items on the levels in the hub worlds is an item to unlock something in the archives, aka the Professor Pickles archives. The CD unlocks a musical track, so you can listen to it in the sound test. A videotape unlocks a cutscene to watch in the theater. The book unlocks info on various NPCs and other shit. And yeah, that's about it if I remember correctly.
So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was actually Shiroi brought something up in the beginning that I actually never properly explained in part 1 and probably should have. Okay, here's how the hub worlds work. There's two kinds of hub worlds. The actual town hubs, which are the ones where you can find the NPCs and get some side quests from them and shit. And there's the entrance stages, which is the part of the hub where you can actually get to each entrance of the stages. And each of those two sections of the hub worlds has their own number of sun and moon medals that you can find. The main difference being that the town hubs, you can only get the sun medals as the werehog, and you can only get the moon medals as Sonic.
That's what I was trying to say. They alternate.
Yeah. Whereas in the entrance stages, you can actually get them as any of them as long as it's technically possible, within their mechanics and shit. So that's pretty much.
Personally, I prefer how PS2 and Wii did the medals.
Allow me to explain the Unleashed mode. Basically, every time you kill an enemy, you get those energy things that fulfill your Unleashed meter. When it reaches a certain point, it starts shining, and if you press L1 and R1, you can unlock Unleashed mode, where Sonic walks faster and is much stronger and does certain combos.
It's Berserk mode. I've seen it. Yeah. That's more of an element of an hack and slash, actually.
See, you know what I think? I think the werehog will be a lot more fun if the Unleashed mode was the default way of playing. I mean, wouldn't it fit Sonic much better? Let's think about this for a moment.
Yes.
It's faster. You can kill the enemies faster. It's kind of more fun, mostly because of that. I mean, come on. Why not just make the Unleashed mode the default way to play? I mean, you can control fine even when you're going fast in Unleashed mode, so there's no control issues at all. Like, seriously.
Another
I suppose.
not well thought out decision by Sega, I guess.
Yes.
Well, again, you should say Sonic Team more accurately.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Dwebs has a point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be like saying, that'd be like me saying,
Yeah, we get.
Because Activision rushed the game, even though it was Eurocom that did it.
Yeah, we get what you mean. What else? Yeah, the big problem with the werehog is not only is the fighting repetitive, the level design, as Jova pointed out in the HD version, it's not interesting at all. Like, you're just going around and pushing switches, doing minor puzzles that monkeys could solve, and beating enemies. I mean, and yes, like Jova said, I'll give the Wii version some credit. At least the levels and the werehog stages in the Wii version were at least they mixed things up a little bit more.
Not to mention the fact that in the Wii and PS2 versions, you actually have to utilize more of the werehog's abilities, platforming-wise and fighting-wise.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder why the... You know, I mean, I'm sort of surprised that they didn't just do a copy-paste, just an HD of how they did the werehog.
That's actually... Okay, actually, Dwaves, you haven't voiced your thoughts on the werehog. What are your thoughts on the werehog stages?
Well, the idea behind it is
fine.
Solid enough.
Yeah.
But,
the execution is lacking, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
My fault.
Okay,
that's pretty much it.
I got a question. What's worse, a good idea done badly, or something that was bad from the start done badly?
Well,
to me, it's a good idea done badly, because if it's a bad idea done badly, I'm like, okay, it was a bad idea anyway. I guess I'm not surprised. But when it's a good idea done badly, I'm pissed off because of the missed potential.
It's a bit iffy for me because I actually feel like. Oh, sorry. You want to go first, Joy?
Go ahead.
You could either be, oh well, it was stupid to begin with, or this is disappointing.
Yeah, it's iffy for me because, like I said, in the Wii and PS2 versions, I actually feel that they did pull off the concept well enough.
Okay,
this is my big dilemma with Unleashed.
Let me just interrupt you for like 10 seconds, Jova. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm taking this particular detour so I can get the Sun Medal. Again, make sure when you play this game to go out of your way to explore, especially when you're in the werehog stages, since those are the more explory ones, because you will need to get medal, to go out of your way to get medals at some point. Trust me, you will thank me. Go ahead, Jova.
That's a perfect segue, actually. Yeah, Unleashed is a big dilemma for me because, like, well, there are things that I like better done in the HD version, yet things that I think are better done in the SD version. For instance, medals. Okay, so yeah, as Pedro has shown, in the HD version, you have to pretty much search for medals in the stages, and you better look for them good if you don't want to have to go back for some more. Yet in the Wii/PS2 versions, you can actually just earn medals by pulling off certain achievements or times.
I hate that section because am I the only one who sometimes fails that final pull without knowing why?
No,
Can you tell me when you get to 1630?
Sir.
Sure, we know. But yeah, going back to what I was saying is like, well, in the SD version, you don't have to constantly backtrack for moon medals and Sonic stages, you basically pull that off by doing certain achievements in some levels, and then in the other ones, the standard ones, I believe it's based on your record time, which actually I think would have been a great idea. I mean, why not reward the players with moon medals based on their times in this game as well?
I think the problem is that in the SD version you can only really use the booster section at a time, whereas in this game you can boost pretty much all. This version you can pretty much boost all the time. That might end up breaking the game.
Well, then in that case, just change the parameters. I mean, honestly, I feel that a Sonic game works better if it rewards you for, getting in quickly. I feel like a Sonic game that rewards you for getting its time.
And allow me to interrupt you for a bit. By the way, audience, that's not my recording. Yes, the frame rate does indeed dip when there's a lot of shit on the screen.
You know, one Sonic game I'd love to be made just for like lols.
At least the battle music is different.
What
Yeah,
with?
it's the boss theme.
I'd love it if there was a Sonic game where the boost button was so broken that upon pressing it, you have no idea where you're going to end up. You can either beat the stage or you'll end up falling into a hazard and die.
That will be Sonic Free Riders for you, Dweeb.
Well, I don't have a Kinect, so there you go. Are we 1630 yet?
Still not doing that, but
yet.
still not buying a Kinect, by the way.
Well, it's not like Microsoft has given you a reason to do that recently.
I know what I mean is I'm not doing that game. I kind of like my back. I don't want to break it.
I like my everything.
God help you if you try and do the partner mode where you have to hold hands.
Like I'll give Sonic Lost World for yes some credit. Yes, it makes me.
1, click.
I'll give Sonic Lost World. Okay, here's the experience system thing. Basically, what I'm gonna be doing between this part and the other part is I'm gonna pretty much be using the first stage to grind. Yes, once again my superhuman patience for grinding in RPG-like things is gonna be an asset to this playthrough because I'm gonna be grinding quite a bit in between parts.
Nice.
This is usually how I do my RPG playthroughs, so why not this here? Why not here too? So yeah,
What does the shield
Does feel
level
like an
do?
RPG. in some regards.
basically if you hold the L1 button, you enter in basically block attacks, and the higher the stat, the more damage you know.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah. All right, cutscene. This is actually one of my favorite cutscenes in the game, if only because of the music.
Ow!
What are you doing out here?
Sonic, is that really you?
Long time to see.
Well, Tails' Fork's voice is a bit better here.
Fortunately, the writer who wrote this wasn't the same guy who wrote the previous game, so there's no long time no see in this game.
Yeah. Okay, I'll admit, as much as I don't like Tails' Fork's voice here, it's not that bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It works fine. It works fine-ish.
Basically, by the time of
I love this
release in the
music.
Black Knight, the 4 kids voice actors were actually pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I'd
the
say.
Black Knight. In Black Knight, I thought they were pretty cool. Actually, yeah, I agree there. Yeah.
Well, then by then it was too late.
Chip,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, the problem with they're trying to make him funny with that, but Yacker, they did it better with Yacker.
I agree.
Oh, I love the music. Like, okay, allow me to mention one thing. You know how Rise of Lyric was trying to go for a cinematic score and shit. I feel that this score.
Oh wait, never mind. Yeah.
Well,
it was.
I feel that this is the Sonic soundtrack that actually does achieve that. The true. Oh, I love this. So let's listen for a bit.
What if Tails like botched the takeoff or something?
Hi, Adventure 1 reference.
I really love the cinematic flair of the score. Tomoe Otani did a really great job with this score. This is exactly what the Sonic Boom Rise and Lyric soundtrack should have been to me. A true orchestral John Williams-esque score.
And instead we got genericness.
Yeah, exactly.
It's generic.
Okay, you be Sonic, Jova.
Well, Sonic,
shit.
feel pretty good to fly like this.
Whatever.
I think you're a bit behind Dibs again.
I'm
Anyway,
always falling behind on this.
I'll do Tails. Just for the sake of
But I wanted to do Tails.
Dude, you're already Eggman.
I'm
Yeah,
the girl,
true.
I'll be Tails.
True, you have Eggman,
Oh.
Dibs.
Okay.
Oh,
And now
sounds-
the tornado
what's-
is no, it's what's the name? The X-Wing.
Sonic, to defeat Eggman's robot, press the buttons that appear on screen to attack.
If you fire too the tornado can be fixed up while operating, so please be very careful.
The tornado can be...
Shooting down those
Yeah,
golden
now you're actually ahead of us.
Now you're
I'll give
ahead.
you some bonuses.
Now you're actually ahead
Whoa,
of us.
Dibs! Whoa, Dibs! Whoa.
Calm down.
I'm really, yeah. I guess, well, I'm like Sonic, I like to get ahead.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Dwebs, yesterday... if it makes you feel any better, yesterday I was the one being pissed off at, internet shit. Anyway, yeah. I hate the plane stages even more than the werehog because it's literally
Oh
just
my god! Well, here's an. I just realized. Oh, sorry. You go.
This is like
first.
typing of the dead.
It's literally a game of Simon Says. Press monkey C button, monkey press button. Like it's interesting. It's not interesting. It's just not. There's literally zero effort. I mean, remember how fun the Sky Chase?
Isn't that how one of the House of the Dead games works?
I
Or
don't.
typing of the dead,
I'm not exactly familiar with
So
those
it's
games. So I
kind of
can't
like a
really...
reference to that.
Okay. You remember how fun the Sky Chase levels in Sonic Adventure 1 were? Well, forget about all that. You cannot control the plane in this one. You're literally just see a button, press the button. That's it. There's literally nothing else to it. I'm not even kidding. It's about as lazy as it gets. You're literally just watching a cutscene. Like, ugh.
It ain't David Cage bad, is it?
Actually,
No.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on. What difference is there? I mean, you're just watching a cutscene happen and pressing buttons as the game tells you to press. I mean, isn't that...
Because at least here you aren't awkwardly making them have sex or something.
I guess, but...
Honestly, Dwibs, graphics
Dwibs
aside, I'll take
have
more
Sonic
fun.
Soul for
Thank you
that.
very much, please.
What's fun
Jova,
about
for
watching
comparison,
two people
how are
awkwardly
the
make
tornado
out?
stages in the SD version?
There are no tornado stages in the SD version.
Wow, really?
Which I actually think is an improvement, because I don't like these stages. They're not interesting, and honestly, I don't like the QTEs. They're kind of... I don't know, they're no, I mean, I don't mind QTEs, like, as long as they're easy to get done. Whenever it's a quick time that I had to, react really, really fast, I tend to get easily annoyed.
That's why they're called
So I
quick
guess you're
time
not a fan
events.
of Resident Evil 4.
No, I'm not a fan of Resident Evil 4, no.
But Pedro, Resident Evil 4 was like the last good one and shit.
No. I'm not saying... Just because I'm not a fan, that doesn't mean I think the game is horrible or anything. No, it's fine-ish. 6 is the one that really sucks to me.
About 5.
5, I don't think I actually played 5 all that much to really make a proper judgment, but 6, oh. But that's a rant for another time.
Oh, goody.
All right.
Egg cauldron.
All right, guys, I want you to... Teo, I want to take a guess. How am I gonna beat this boss?
Destroy the wings on the
I mean,
on the
gameplay-wise,
sides.
what do you think I'm gonna do?
Destroy the wings on the sides.
Okay, but gameplay-wise, what do you think I'm gonna do here?
QTE.
QTEs, of course. Monkey C button, monkey push button.
Honestly, okay, seriously, why are you not just doing what you did in Sonic Adventure? This is pretty much Sonic Adventure. Why is it so hard for us to do that with
The
a
problem-
system that is more
Okay.
superior to the Dreamcast in programming?
I guess, God, I forgot his first name. I'm guessing Ashimoto, the director of this game, who also made the Hedgehog engine and now is doing graphics Luminous engine for Square. I'm guessing he's a better visual technician than an actual game director, because yeah,
That would explain a lot, considering there's some complaints about this game, Sonic Unleashed. It's like, well, it was a bit too graphically high-tech for certain systems, or not properly programmed.
Yeah, the Hedgehog system, I've actually heard from people who know this, that the Hedgehog engine, despite looking gorgeous, is hard to program for a bit.
Yeah. I mean,
But
honestly, it's only been used for 2 games, technically. They had to use a modified version of it for the Wii.
Fortunately, Ashimoto...
Kind of worked better in some regards, but that's another story.
Fortunately, from what we've seen of Final Fantasy 15, the Luminous engine seems to be a lot better.
I guess because he learned from his mistakes, I take it.
Well, then again, Dwebs, he's working at Square, a company who's expert in polished graphics and shit, so he probably had people...
Well, Lightning Returns notwithstanding.
Well, yeah, but that's... we'll get to Lightning
Right
Returns eventually.
From what I've heard, was about of pure company laziness, or
That was
you know,
that was a
last minute
game
stuff.
that was a game that had a dog model that looked more like it came out of a Nintendo 64. Like seriously.
And even
During
the
the
even
PS3
the
era.
floor textures were shit. Yay!
It actually made Sonic Boom Rise of Lyrics textures look good by comparison.
Yep.
Like
I
seriously.
can confirm this.
So now we're in where now?
Spagonia.
Spagonia.
Patagonia, basically a mixture between Italy, Spain, and London.
Yep.
London. I don't
There's
think
the Big Bang.
Yeah, the Big
Yes,
band.
it's Big Band.
There's the Big Band whips. Yeah.
And the British
Let's
accents
see.
as
The
well.
school he teaches was around here somewhere. All right. See you in the next part. We
Professor Layton?
what?
You're going to go see the Professor. Professor Layton's in this game?
No, we're gonna meet my personal favorite character in the game, Professor Pickle. But see you, ladies and gentlemen, for the next part.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.